Hey guys, Omni here. So I was sitting down to edit and work on my Secret Invasion reaction for the week, and I started to talk about why the video is late because a bunch of stuff happened behind the scenes, which I'll get into here shortly about what held me off on getting that out there. But I do continue to go on about the future of the channel, where I stand with the strikes and stuff like that, and how we plan on supporting the actors and the writers and all that. And I figured rather than bog down that video with it or leave that information in that video where I know some people may not click on it there or watch it because maybe they're not following Secret Invasion or anything like that. It'd make more sense to take some of that information and also just make it its own video. So I'm making this intro here, and then I'm just going to kind of transition into what I was saying when I was recording all of that. So this is the first thing that I'm putting out that has been recorded since both unions have gone on strike. And there's been a lot of confusion about where channels like ours fall in the grand scheme of all these things. Now, there hasn't been a consumer boycott requested. They have been asking people to stop consuming the media because that if we do right now, that gives them less bargaining power against the corporations, against the studios, because we devalue the media by showing we're not showing up to it. That gives the studio more power over them. On top of that, reviewers are still encouraged to put out reviews for new and ongoing media. Along with critics, entertainment journalists are also encouraged to continue discussing, talking about, writing about movies. SAG-AFTRA actually has their own entertainment journalists that they've clarified as well, are continuing to do what they've done up until this point. So we kind of fall into like a mix of the both, though I do consider myself more than others to be more in the critic kind of category, just because of the way that I format everything. I'm not really breaking news. Every now and then I might give you guys my opinion on it, but I just really kind of feel like that's a little bit more where we fit here. Who's to say? Their things aren't clearly defined, but what they really don't want us to do is perform and take part in covered services or covered work for any of these struck companies as outlined in the strike notice. Basically, that's filling the role that would normally have gone to a writer or an actor in any of these given situations, and the different multitude of things that they could do. They don't want you acting in a scene. They don't want you actively being out with the intent of promoting one of these companies or one of these projects. So that's kind of where a lot of people have been a little confused about certain things. Because would that mean that our reactions, our reviews, our discussions about movie news fall into that category of promotion? No, because otherwise they'd be barring their entertainment journalists and critics from doing the exact same thing. It's just there cannot be an agreed upon relationship or understanding between yourself and the company that you are here to promote said thing. Like, our reactions are purely for me to give my personal commentary, my personal reaction in the moment as supplementary information for the review of every episode we watch, every movie we watch. And with reactions specifically, they're mostly tailored towards people who have already seen the thing that the person is reacting to so that they can see how the other person reacts. Do they share their opinion? Does it differ? And how does it compare? It's a chance to relive that first experience, as well as get a fresh set of eyes on something you like, an opinion, and a review of what you love and why you're here to see it. I understand how some people are kind of conflicted on where they land on it, and not everybody's going to feel the same way. But now that doesn't mean that every reaction channel is necessarily created equal. You know, there are some reaction channels that have done promotion that go to screenings and stuff like that that are a little bit more in a more gray area than we are here. That doesn't mean that everybody is wrong for whatever stance that they take, whether they decide to pivot their channel's media or whether they decide to continue forward. And that kind of brings me into another thing, is that I know some people are kind of uncertain about whether they should even watch their favorite reaction channels that are continuing to do things. Is watching the reaction channel supporting the content they're reacting to? At the end of the day, not really. The only way that this would support the companies themselves directly would be if they managed to claim one of these videos, which I always fight those every step of the way. I don't really leave up videos anymore that have been claimed. If you see a video up on the channel, chances are it's purely going to supporting us and me giving back to you guys. Now, I can't speak for any other channel and how they handle theirs. Some people I do know, you know, if it gets claimed or whatever, they just kind of roll with the punches and do put it out there. So it's not going to really make it easy to pick and choose who you're watching, because it may be different wherever you go. Honestly, I would understand if that makes you uncomfortable, if you're just unsure where those views are going or who it's really going to be going towards. But yeah, I just want you guys to be as informed as possible about the situation and be as transparent as possible about our situation here also. Everyone is just trying to support in the way that they feel the most comfortable. And for me, I want to use the platform that I have to amplify their voices and try to help them as best as we can to inform as much as possible. So in the links to the description of this, there's going to be information about the strikes, information about the guilds, what they're asking for, which are extremely reasonable. Like, it's gotten to the point where like they've released what they've asked for and the studio's responses. And I'll just be real. If you're following me on Twitter, this is like one of the only things I've been like retweeting and tweeting about for like the last 2 weeks has been all of this stuff. The things that they are asking for are base level, like no-brainer things that should just be expected. One of which is to be paid on time. And the studios, even in their response, admit that they do not pay them on time and they plan to not pay them on time. How is that okay? It's not. And so I want to do anything that we can. There's also going to be a link to support them in ways that you can support, especially there's donations available to help support some of the lower income actors and writers who don't make enough off of their work right now to support themselves solely on that while they're striking, especially because they're not making anything off of these currently, off of the current work that's going on. So any way you can help, any way you can educate those around you, any way that I can use this platform to help them and shine a light on what's going on, I'm definitely 100% going to do that. And of course, this is ever evolving, ever changing. This could change tomorrow, in 5 hours. I don't know. It's an ever evolving situation. Right now, I've confirmed and done plenty of research that nothing we do here is crossing the line. It is in solidarity. It isn't standing with them. If they call for a boycott, that is when things might change here on the channel for sure. But in the meantime, right now, we are being asked to continue doing what we're doing. And while I'm continuing to do what we do, I'm going to use this platform to boost their voices. Without them, you wouldn't have any of your favorite shows, any of your favorite movies, any of your favorite stories. Hell, for some people, it's the only thing that got them through the day. And I'd dare say, like, without this art, without these people writing and telling these stories and bringing it to us all, I probably wouldn't be here. You know, I've talked about that a few times on various different occasions. I don't know if I'd be here. I'll just be real about that. So I put a lot of value in art. I think it is one of the most important things that just gets misunderstood and devalued by so many people that just don't even understand how much it affects their lives. So I want to shine a light on that as much as I can because they help each and every one of us every day in so many ways. Now, if there is anything I got blatantly wrong, let me know, because I would love to know. I don't want to be one of the people putting out misinformation. I've done my best to do my due diligence here on this matter. But guys, I hope you found this helpful. Hope you found this informative. Again, if anything I said is incorrect or you could provide any further clarification for other people to help them out as well, I would really appreciate that, as well as any additional resources you guys may find helpful that I can include in further posts and pinned comments and stuff on videos to help out and spread awareness. I'd really appreciate that. I know initially it's probably going to flag those things because of the way that YouTube is set up, but if anything helpful is posted, I will approve it so that it does appear in the comments. But I really appreciate you guys being patient with me. I appreciate you guys bearing with me throughout all this. Again, if anybody else takes a different stance on this, this is no shade or hate or anything towards them, and I don't want you guys to do anything of the sort. Be like, oh, well, he's doing this, how come you're not? We're all trying to do our best, and you know, some people are not comfortable with the definitions that have been given. It's completely understandable. Just don't hold that against anybody. But at the end of the day, support your creators, support your writers, support your actors, but fuck the execs, man. Fuck them real hard. Anyway, remember, for any updates regarding the channel, always check the community tab. Follow me on all my socials, and links to that, the Discord, everything is in the description below. Best places to get a hold of me and keep up with what's going on. And just like always, before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends. Manny Sherritt, Ryan Karen, Yori Corey Scott, Margaret Grace, Melito, Robert Rangiano, Jeffrey Hale, M. Sephiroth, Jake Cantrell, and Eric Official. Thank you guys so much for continuing support. Everybody who's been great in supporting the channel and helping us get to where we are today. Love you guys. Without you, I'd be nothing. With that all said, I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.